Hey everybody, what's going on? Try to catch one early today. I hope everybody's doing okay. I feel like I'm so far away. Let me see something. That's a little better. All right. And let's do this autofocus and we'll be good. Nope. All right, cool. All right, guys. Hello. Thank y'all for joining me. I know it's early and I'm out of my element right now, but that's okay because I learned something today by just watching what happened yesterday and um just the craziness that's been going on. We've made so much progress in the last 2 weeks with people coming together, working together, or not even working together, just being cordial with each other, right? And trying to uh, just have some kind of dialogue with each other that's not so abusive and hateful. You know what I mean? So, disco DJ. So I wanted to take this time, like I said in the title today, and we're going to talk about this because this is not just important for Summer's case, for every other true crime case, but it's important for us in life. Is it being taught anymore? What can it get us? Does it? I mean, is it even? I mean, is it always about what it can? Is everything we got to do what have to be something that is gainful for us? I mean, I think we've throughout the years we forgot some good things that we've been taught, the morals that just to be a good person doesn't even have to be about religion, about just being a good person. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about I got some new stuff that was ran by me. We'll talk about that. Some new things, with some, big, I guess, some new developments people were looking at, some new things that were brought to my attention, and I noticed that through all the craziness we might have looked over a little bit. So basically we're just going to do what we want to, and we're going to just talk however I'm going to answer y'all in the chat. We're just going to talk. We're going to have a good time. Thank you so much. I don't know why this live with StreamYard thing is up here on the top of my screen, but I don't like it. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Okay, cool. So I don't know if everybody can see me or what's up, but hey y'all, hey Cam, hey Carrie Brown, Karma Camille, haven't seen you in a while. Thank you. Yeah, and it wasn't like that. We've been making, people have been making, uh, you know, just a change of how we talk to each other, and I saw it. I mean, we saw, I went on Doug, no thanks, and then Benny went on Doug, no thanks, and then, Tiffany Marie came over and we talked things out on my channel. But do I agree with everything that happened with what's going on right now? No, I don't. I believe people need to stop taking everything out of context, and it's not just one person. Does everything have to be such a diabolical thing that somebody says? You know what I mean? Does it have to have some ulterior meaning? Does it have to be does it have to have ill intent with it? It doesn't. All right. Tardy, but here. Thank you guys for coming in. Like I said, I'm early today, so there might not be as many as usual, but that's okay. It doesn't matter how many's in here and how many's not. I ain't worried about the numbers. I'm worried about what's important and what we can learn from what's going on, right? So we're gonna try to bust this out real quick before 3:15. I was in Chasing's chat room. My little girl actually gets to start gymnastics she's been so excited. That's all she's wanted, and we were able to get her signed up and get her in a class. And anybody that doesn't know much about us personally, but my little girl is the same age as Summer, and um, that's why it touched our heart the way it did to try to be proactive in our community. Because with the way that things have been going and the way that there is no answers right now. Is there somebody running around here taking children, trying to uh, prey on our children in this area? Is that a real humongous threat that's making its way here? I want to know. I want to be on top of it. I don't know if you guys saw in the community post what I posted last night, but this, I showed you the proof of how the roadblock was not set up till 8 days later. 8 days later, after Summer goes missing, on June 23rd, they set one up to ask people in the community if they saw anything weird that day. So, basically, if there, if something weird, what does something weird look like? If you're on a back road with this not have very, high traffic or, a large movement going on in the area, and somebody is traveling down there, so they see a car pull off onto Beach Creek. I mean, that's basically if somebody was to have abducted some or got into a vehicle and pulled out, what do you see? What is weird about that? One car pulling off a road in the middle of the day? There's nothing. That should have been done. If you were going to do a roadblock, that should have been done that day. The surrounding areas should have followed suit, counties, and things should have been, things should have had a went that way. And yes, do I question that? 100% I do. It wasn't handled correctly. My children aren't here right now, so I'm going to smoke. Thank you. It's been a day. It's been a day. Yes, I did see that. Lace and perfume. I did see that. Awesome. Is that the little girl they found under the steps and with her abductor? Her abductor was her parent, right? Her biological parent. Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, exactly. Thank you guys for for weighing in on that. It should, and I've seen your guys' comments. I mean, y'all. I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels that way. Even when their explanation is stopping people 8 days later to see if they saw anything strange or out of the normal on that day. I mean, yes, there's a possibility that there could have been, somebody could have seen something, but you're talking about such a rural area. And, on Ben Hill, when you turn off Beach Creek is, houses and stuff are few and far between, right? So Ben Hill is even more secluded and it's a dead end road. So if somebody's down there, uh, you know, laying in wait or doing something nefarious for a child to come down there, there's not really going to be anything to be seen. That's my opinion, right? So I just saw something. Nana01 Amy. I'm not losing weight, Emma. I'm still a fat boy, don't worry. Oh, hey, Chasing. Yeah, I was in your chat. I was just saying that. And the things I wanted to talk about, and I kind of addressed it, and thank you for answering me. And I just wanted your opinion on that. Hey, Crude AF, how you doing, brother? I hope everybody's doing well, man. If I've missed y'all some of your comments in the chat, I apologize. I'm just trying to talk. I'm not gonna let. And I apologize to you guys for like when you get on my live streams, and if somebody sets me off and it ruins my mood. I'm sorry if that bothers y'all. I'm gonna work on that, and they're not gonna steal my joy. I got good mods. I'm gonna trust in them to take care of that. So yeah, this is my ordeal right here, and I brought this up in Chasing Church chat just now. If the boys were taken out of the home and they felt like it was a serious enough reason to take them out, and it was due to abuse or neglect or anything, would there not be charges filed on Don and Candace right now for that? Would there not be a docket in place somewhere with a court date with charges listed for those crimes? Because I don't feel like CPS can just take a child for claims of abuse of any kind and not file charges behind it. Correct? Am I wrong on that? If somebody knows better than me, please educate me because I want to know that. We will get them, Cam. Thank you, Chasey. Thank you, guys. I see all of you. It's Tracy. Like the morning, yeah. There would be charges. So would it be safe to say that maybe when Don said they took them because of safety issues, because of the way that people were threatening them at that time and being violent, putting things in their mailbox, did they take them out of the home because of that? Did they take them out of the home because, just like he said, because of the drinking and substance abuse due to what was happening? No, I mean, people will argue there's no excuse for what, for going into addiction or doing. Look, I would probably be worse off than they were if it happened to me. Way worse. And because as a recovering addict, as an addict, I will tell you this. That is, that's the whole reason that a vast majority of people are addicts, because they cannot deal with stress, tragedy, loss in their life. They're blocking pain out for some reason. Now, there is people that get addicted to opiates because of a injury and things like that. But most of the time when you become an addict for those things, you get depressed. Then you're just you're adding on symptoms to what you're trying to relieve yourself from even having to live it or feel it. You want to be so far out of touch with reality. And I didn't mean to ramble on that, but could that be a real possibility that that's why the boys were taken, for exactly what he said? I mean, you can fail a urine screen for CPS and you're not going to get a criminal charge. They're going to put you under an evaluation. So could it be safe to say that, yeah, maybe because not just because people didn't agree with the way the shape of the house was in and everything, that maybe they didn't see, or the boys didn't say, hey, they're just treating me so bad? Because I believe at this point in time, there would be, the boys would have said something. Now, there's this big thing that the boys, this big, and I haven't heard this personally, so I don't know. Don and Candace have never told me this. I have not heard. I've just heard rumors that, well, the boys said they didn't want to come back, or the boys said this. Is it because? And best believe this is a high profile case. I feel like that Department of Children's Services would take those boys and they would put them into probably one of their better foster homes, because it's under scrutiny, it's under high profile. They want those kids to be in the better of what they have. And let's not act like they don't have a system of they rate the foster, because they're not all equal. I can promise you that. I know people that I used to be in recovery groups with. The guy that helped me teach recovery group was part of CPS foster care, and he went to court and sat in with I guess it put his evaluation on the minor and the family, and his job was to go evaluate the living situation. But he said, most definitely that there is, there's homes, there's people that really, I'm not saying this for every foster care, but there is foster homes and foster parents that do it just for the money and just for the check, and their living situations are not that far above, the home that the original home that the example minor came from. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense with what I'm saying. Let me see what here. Valkyrie's Corner, where did you get that information from? This comment right here, is there, is there proof I can find that somewhere? Because I'd like to know that if that's proof. What I'm going on right now is what proof, proof that we have factual evidence, tangible stuff that we can see and reference for what claims are made. Because honestly, I've had a really hard time when I keep hearing these new things coming out, these new rumors, these new uh, claims that are placed on top of the family. Yes, there's many things that people are not do not agree with, and the wills have not been perfect, and but have any of us? Some are worse than others, but we all have our skeletons. We all have our issues, and some are just better than at hiding them than others, and some, uh, just never get caught and have to answer for the things they do, and they can pass through life. Yes, there is people that have their ducks in a row and have their stuff in order, but okay, thank you, Valkyrie. I wasn't questioning you. I just wanted to know if that was truth. So, but what that information what you're saying to me, is there anything that states that there was, i.e., abuse, neglect, anything like that? That's what I'm asking. Hey, Kate, Advocate, listen, I answered your email back. Thank you for reaching out, and we definitely have to get in touch and talk with each other. I mean, you made some good points, and I hope that I made some good points back to you. Yeah, we definitely need to talk. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Valkyrie, if you don't care, here, let me put my email up across the bottom. And I'm sorry, I'm probably not gonna look at chat a lot till we get to the end. I'm just trying to, because I don't want to get off track. I do that, and I hate when I do that. And people ask me in comments, well, what were you gonna say about this, and what was the finishing? And I hate to do that. I don't want to do that. So that's true. Nobody can dispute the fact that regardless of where the location and outing was that Candace took the kids to, but she had them out doing things and activities. She took them to areas where waterfalls and to the lake and to those kind of places, and to Gatlinburg. There's multiple pictures of that shows that happening. More so than I know that my mom did with me when, and I'm not saying uh, my mom had her struggles, and if you've heard my testimony, my mom had her struggles, towards into my uh, 12 teenage years because the vehicle, the wreck we were in, but as a young child, like Summers, my mom had her. She was on point. My mom did good. She homeschooled me. In third grade, I went to public school in third grade, and I was on like a fifth or sixth grade reading level. She was a good mom, very good mom, but she never did any kind of drugs, anything. But after that car wreck, she fell into addiction, and she had a brain. She had brain damage from the car wreck, and it really messed her up. And she had a long, uh, hard battle with addiction, and her priorities got thrown everywhere. And you know, I took a long time for me to forgive my mother for things that happened in my teenage years, and things that now I understand as an adult, that addiction is very, very, uh, it's a very, very selfish selfish disease. And yes, I call it a disease because it is. Unless you've been there and you've been afflicted by it, um, and you can look at yourself uh, in the midst of that and be scarring your body up with the actions that with the things you're doing, without care of who sees it and who what they think about you. And you can do that and knowingly keep doing it, but in your you hate it with all your heart, but you can't stop. That's a disease. I'm sorry, but it is. And it took me having to be yanked out of my situation and put somewhere where I had to be, uh, where I had to stop, where I had to have time and think about my actions. Um, and I've said since the beginning, Don drank and drove or had, a DUI. You have to pay the consequences for the actions that we do in life, right? And maybe this is a blessing, and we talked about that. It was a blessing in my life, and I'm praying it's a blessing in his. It gives you time to reflect, gives you time to really evaluate yourself and take, it's your time is what you make it. I heard Benny say that on his live earlier today. You can make your time. You can make your time very productive, and you can do a lot of changing in that time period. To go back to what I was saying. I'm sick of hearing the new rumors every day, the new things that are coming out, the new straight up misinformation that is flooded daily in this case, like no other case ever. But and to think of a few right now, there was one I heard last. Okay, so, and I'm trying to think if I should just tell the person's name who did this or not, but I'm going to, because I'm sure. It's truth. When it's misinformation, it's misinformation. So they were on Bullhorn Betty's last live. She was talking about the picture of Summer on the milk jugs. So then she claims that the vehicle that Summer's in is a dark interior, and that it had to have been taken in Dawn's work truck, not Grandma's truck. I lost my crap listening to this, and you can go reference it. Please go reference this. I lost it. Alice, you can ask Allie. I was yelling. I said, how on earth can you say that a single cab GMC Sonoma or S10 has a full-size back seat? Oh, I lost it. I could not. I was beside myself. And then it was almost that she was saying like that. So you have people following somebody covering a case, coming for boots on the ground, and does not even know the facts about the case. Okay. Don in the Subaru to go to work that day. His work truck was at home. They were in Grandma's truck that day on the 15th, whatever, where they went. Right? How? And somebody even, I lost it. I do watch because actually there, look, a voice for hope. People do watch, and a lot of people were watching back. If that's the kind of misinformation that's coming out now at this point, think about how bad it was when they were here and the following was huge. Is that why we're having that? The misinformation, Crude AF, if you're still in here, bro, thank you for calling the hippie house. I was beside myself on that one. She literally said that the hippie house is where Candace went and got her joints. That is what she said. And when she walked into the hippie house, she said it smelled like marijuana. No, it doesn't. I went in there. Delta 8 CBD does not smell like straight marijuana. Is it similar? I guess you could say that, but there's a huge difference. Let me think of another one. She said that they need to have a database for when people move. Okay. listen to me now, because I mean, I get irritated. So when people move states, now I can agree with one part of this, that when people move states, that the former state needs to call that state and um, tell them all of the bad stuff about that mother and parent. Uh, and I was like, well, they, if you have a criminal record, that does follow you, and then the state would be aware. Uh, so that, I mean, that does happen, but like in Tegan's case, for Tegan Dougherty, if you're not familiar with that, out of Loudoun County, police were not familiar in Loudoun County with all the different states that Tegan's mother lived in and lost children in because of abuse. But she had charges now, but they didn't know the extent of how many times the children had been removed and things that happened till Tegan's father came on this channel, Cracking Cases. He called from Alaska. We went over. Okay, Tegan had been missing almost, I'm not going to, don't quote me on the time, but a month and a half, maybe 2 months, or maybe a month. Don't quote me. But he had been missing well over long enough, and nobody had found him. I know even Chris from First to Deploy had been down there and drone for it. But when law enforcement found out about the mothers, and I quote this because Tegan's father told me this, not 2 days, a day or 2 days after we came out with the information and said what happened with the mother and everything, Tegan was located. He was found. Charges were filed on the mother and the stepfather, and that, things moved in a good direction. And, the father thanks us every day. And I said, look, we didn't do anything. You did it. The father did it from Alaska. When he called Tennessee to say if he could, to ask if he could come help, because there was a, what's it called? The custody issue. The officer in charge of Tegan's investigation said, you're a free man. You can do whatever you like. But just know, if you come down here and you were to find Tegan, we would arrest you for the custody. I said, you have to be kidding me. So what is the man supposed to do? And he was willing to know. Now, he's a homesteader in Alaska. He went and bought a piece of property, and he built from the ground up. He said, I don't want to die and leave my last, all my debt to my kids. I want to have them something that I can leave them tangible, that they can have, even if they don't want to live there, they can have land and stuff. And I was like, man, that's amazing. He went up there, did not have the perfect past, was not a perfect person, had been through multiple things. He was so open with me when he called and asked us to help. And I was like, things that most people would not admit, he admitted to me. Didn't know me from Adam. Was real with himself, accepted the things he had done. Said, am I going to be perfect tomorrow? Probably not. Am I going to be in this good a shape tomorrow? Probably not. I can't guarantee that. But what he could guarantee was that he was going to do what he could, regardless of, if he faltered, that he knew he'd get back up and he would always constantly try for his family and for his child. He outreached to us. We did what we could. We just put the information. All we did was do an interview with him, with the father. The mother called us through one of our mods, Music City Mom. She was in contact with her. She can vouch for this. I didn't even know she was in contact with the mother. The mother contacted us. The only thing she could say was she had a grudge against the husband. And I said, well, would you like to call? I called her because she was messaging saying she had a grudge and he made her look bad. I called her and she said, didn't want to even tell me anything about Tegan. I was on the phone 2 minutes. She said, I'm going to look at a house. Can I call you back? They were out house shopping when their son was gone. If you haven't researched the case, it's insane. I felt so bad, but thank God he's okay. And I have an update on him. And I don't want to go so far off track that we don't get back to what I wanted to talk about. Guys, I'm sorry I haven't looked down. Are y'all happy with what I'm talking about? Is this making sense? Is this good? I'm trying here. I really am. I'm trying my best to stay on topic and not look down at this. No, listen. If they okay, yes. Now, if kids are taken for, I stated this, Colleen Harper. Hold on now. The only way that now, if it's physical abuse and it is criminal, there is 100% that they will get a criminal charge for it. That is breaking the law. Now, there's multiple other things they can take children for. Um, there's criminal neglect, child neglect. That's a charge. Now, I'm trying to think of an example of this. Like I said, if there's substance abuse issues, if people can't meet requirements for uh, other things that the CPS, like classes, and are doing, there's other reasons now that things happen, and that the children. But now, if there is something criminal happening in the home, it is CPS's. Uh, I think they're obligated to call law enforcement if they see something criminal within the household. Right or wrong? Y'all put a 1 in the chat if I'm right, 2 if I'm wrong, if that makes sense. We can look it up. I'm just going on what I feel would be sensible and 100%. Now we can research it together, but this is how I feel. Brianna B. Okay, thank you. Sadly, in Tennessee, it isn't actually child neglect unless the child is under age 8. Well, in Summer's case and in Summerwell's case, we have uh, Little Way, the youngest boy. I think he 8 or 9. Well, we still have one child under the age of 8. So, regardless of what's going on in that home, they would be charging with neglect, which would be a criminal charge, right? I mean, if I'm making sense. Thank you. Thank you, Kaz. Yeah, my brain is crazy, but it's it's it does what it does and it works the way it works. Jennifer Robinson, I said now I feel like if there is criminal child abuse, physical, SA, any kind of abuse that is CPS, DCS, whatever you want to call them, are obligated to call law enforcement and report that, and criminal charges will be filed. So I feel like by now, if there were those issues with the Wells and their boys were taken, and there would be a charges filed, there would be a docket with those charges on them, and there would be a court date for it, right? Now, and I don't know where the case is. Now we got to take this into effect. Now let's be fair. If there's a gag order on it and it's sealed, are there but I mean, is it under review? I don't think they can put it under review like that. If it's uh, criminal charges like that, I best believe Hawkins County would be laying down the charges for them for that. They're not going to hesitate to charge. Just like any small town, they're not going to hesitate to charge you. If they got you, they're charging you. That's like that's like I'll tell you this as an example. I bit my freaking cheek when I was talking to y'all. Did y'all catch that? It hurt bad. I tried to play it off like it didn't happen, but it hurt pretty bad. For example, if you're incarcerated or not incarcerated, and the police come and talk to you to ask you about a crime, if they're coming to ask you about something and talk to you, then they don't know 100% either, because if they know that you're doing something, they're charging you. No ifs, ands, or buts. So back in my day, when back in my crazy days, when I was locked up, I had a cellmate, and he was locked up on one charge, but he was always in our cell at night whining, "Oh, my release date's this, but I have a feeling that I've done this stuff, and I'm waiting for him any day to come charge me." And he kept talking about it. But I think I was in there about 3 months. He was right about 10 days of getting out. They call him out of the pod, and I was like, "Well, where are you going?" He's like, "I don't know." Well, they came to interrogate him and ask him about these other charges that he was worried about. He went up there, and at the time, my mindset was probably not the same as it is now. But at the time, he went up there and he spilled his guts to him and told him everything. Well, the cop said to him, word for word, verbatim, said to him, "Well, you could have just lied and we'd have never got you, because we really didn't have anything but just a complaint on it, but they didn't have any evidence." The cop told him this now, and he told himself right into it. Now looking back at it, I'm like, you did the right thing. Your heart was in the right place, bro. That means that you are changing as a good person. You are becoming a good person in life, because your heart, you felt conviction over what things you've done. At that point in time, I was like, "You idiot! Why'd you do it? I didn't even have you." But that's the changes we get in our life too. But that's a whole different subject. But like this goes back to what I'm saying. If they got you, they're charging you. So I believe there would be charges if there was anything like. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not saying 100%. This is just my thoughts on the issue, and I started thinking about that today. I got my eye on you. I answered that. Why would they not want to keep? So I said, what if earlier? What if? Here, let me put that up there. What if what Don said was true? That there were so many threats, they felt it dangerous for the boys to be at that home, and with everything happening. And then Don said, "I messed up. I started drinking again." What if he was telling the truth? And that's exactly why they took them. That's just, I'm just saying. What if? I don't. And I told Chasing in our chat earlier, I don't know anymore. Hold on one second. I am been waiting for my UPS package, and I hope this guy left it. Hold on one second. Everything is awesome. Sorry, I got my package. This is how, right here. Let me see if y'all can see this. Oh, it's not going to see it. Let me see. Okay, so my camera that we have at our house, this is what I encourage people to get, because this camera here, it alerts me if it catches motion on my phone. It follows motion. It moves 360 degrees up and down. And it literally, while I was sitting here, told me that guy was on the porch knocking with the package. So I encourage people to be safe and be proactive. Get these things. Only a $50 camera, and I was amazed at how cheap it was for what it does. So I encourage people to invest in these. Yeah, you like the "Everything is Awesome" Lil Wayne, the Lego song. Yeah, look, and you know I haven't got to that part. I'm going to try to hurry this up because can't believe it's already been 40 minutes. But so I'm not agreeing. I'm not saying that there could have not been things that were done better at their home. I'm not saying that. But as from somebody who was kicked out at 14, a little, did was in juvie at age 12, lived in some very rough situations. I'm not saying it's right now that had to live like this as a minor because of the issues in my life and with my mother and everything. But uh, uh, you know, I've seen roaches that will have combat with you. I've seen roaches in a house that will, like Chasing said, they were in the cereal. I got up at 3 a.m. in the morning one time, poured a bowl of cereal in the dark, and it tasted funny. Now get ready for this. I turned the light on, and the Cocoa Krispies were moving. Come on now. Yeah, they were having a pool party in the cereal bowl, and oh gosh. Now, I've seen things. I've been in homes that, I mean, real bad. Okay, I'm just saying it's real bad. Thank you, Valkyrie, if you're still in here. I got your email. It's on Daily Advent and WJHL. Okay, I'll try to research that and we'll find it. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, mine does that too. Talk with loose lips. Mine does that too. It's facial recognition, so it won't go off on the people it knows. See, but you have to train it. I get scared about that part though, because I am a little bit of a conspiracy theorist myself, and I feel like the government's just trying to get all of our faces. I don't even get me into that. Y'all don't want to hear about that side of me. I thought about doing a side channel with call it cracking cases, the conspiracy files, or the Black Vault, or something. Because I love that stuff. I got some knowledge on that stuff. If it's useful. Now, if you live in this country and in this world, and you don't 100% know by now that there has been, there's conspiracy theories, and then there's actual conspiracies that have happened and been proven. Project, Operation Northwoods. Um, Besides the point, we're not going to go into that. But yeah, I might do that. Oh, thank you guys for coming in. Thank y'all for your support. And I'm sorry I've been uh crackpots. There you go. LOL. Are you no. My three healers don't do that. Lose faith in me because of my conspiracy theories. Oh, there's my alarm. I've still got 15 minutes. So I'm gonna try to put this last bit of good stuff in for y'all to think about. So it was brought to my attention, and we'll do this together. Uh, I got that part out of it. Now I just want to talk about this. So, compassion, forgiveness, mercy, honesty, loyalty. I added a few in there. Are we teaching our children these things? Are we applying these in our lives? Honestly, how many people can raise their hand and say, now I know that there's a lot of people that follow this channel that I feel like keep those principles. But how many people on a daily basis, when you go out in public, even have manners to say thank you or excuse me in a store or anything? That's the first thing I taught my children, because I get so mad because look at me, tattooed out, you know, started from the bottom. Now we're here. I mean, I used to, come from the gutter. And if I can hold the door and have manners and say, excuse me, and let me get that for you, ma'am. And And a grown man, when I walk by and I hold the door for you and say, here you go, sir, and they walk by and they won't say nothing to you, like you are entitled, like I should have done that for them, there's a problem if I'm the guy that has more manners, right? So if people don't even have that, how are they treating people that they might not agree with everything, that they might not understand what this other person's going through because they didn't live it themselves, but say, hey, maybe if I was in their shoes, how would I be? How would I feel if I was getting treated like this? Hey, that's my best friend. I can't turn my back on him. I hold that for my best friends. But hey, if I give you my word and tell you I'm not going to say something, can I really do it? Can I really do it? Am I perfect with that? No. With this case, no, I'm not. Because even as much as I've held a lot back. Now, don't get me wrong. I've held a lot back to not hurt this investigation. But some things have made me so mad. Because why aren't they talking about things when you know that it's important? Why can't they just say that this group of people here have been cleared? Or this person here has been cleared? Or some why do you have to keep it as everybody's still a suspect? Tell somebody that people narrow something down. What I don't know the purpose. I don't know if there's a reason for it. But if there's somebody that has been thrown up on the table that is 100% their alibi checks out, their story, there's nothing. Say they're cleared. If they're cleared, they're cleared. Right? I mean, we got many people saying they're cleared, saying law enforcement cleared them. We got Jackie Dobbs saying, "Oh, I'm cleared. I'm good." Got Don Sherfy Sr. saying, "I'm cleared." You got Dudley saying he's cleared. They're not cleared. If Sheriff Lawson's saying they're all still a suspect, they're all on the table. I'm sorry, you can say that all day, and they might told you that when they did your interrogation, but that's not what the sheriff and the lead investigators and everybody's saying. They're saying everybody's still a suspect, so they're still looking at you, obviously. So what's going on? I'm just saying. I got off on my tangent there, but let's hold these principles. We got to do better. We got to do better with how we treat each other. I promise you, if we just hold these things, that the future and forgiving people, forgive them. Why do we have to be the ones that point the finger when you weren't even involved in the action that they got in trouble for, or that the past they have, you weren't even involved, but you can't forgive them? But maybe the person that was involved in an altercation or something has already forgiven, but people in the public can't forgive somebody? How would you feel? Would you not want to be forgiven? Because I guarantee a lot of us would probably demand to be forgiven, and that's not how it works. If you're thrown out uh, in the middle of the crowd and getting ready to be stoned, how would you feel? Because best believe that this family right here, Don and Candace, regardless of anything, if they haven't said everything right, they've been persecuted and pretty much walked to the cross and crucified. For sure. When I have my pity parties, and I've went through my fair share of ridicule, I can assure you through this case, I always think, boy, I don't have it as bad as they do, and they've had it 40 billion times. So it makes me have to suck it up and say, I ain't got it. I can handle this. It's just trying to be real with you. Shell vintage, that's not even so. What is that? Why does that matter? Why is that important? I'm honest. The question. Just wondering who's on your list of people who are innocent. I don't have a list of people who are innocent. I'm just saying people that are claiming that they were cleared. I just said that. People who are claiming they're cleared. Why is law enforcement not saying they're cleared? Because we've heard it. We've heard each one of those people I said and things they've said on Facebook posts, even on interviews. Don Sherfy interview, Dudley, they all said, I've been talked to, I'm cleared. Tracy, I don't know. I can honestly say I don't know. I don't know. How many people have we heard that have called and turned in a tip or even had something really good that they never got in contact back with them, never talked to them again. You hear a recording, and unless you talk to somebody who's asking you questions and getting every detail and taking it seriously and putting some, you can give a rundown to some recording or however they're taking tips now there when you call it in. And I know from when we turned some stuff in, we talked to somebody briefly and they were very quick to get off the phone and didn't take it seriously. When Lexi Dykes, when she called into our live stream and we called Hawkins County, she had an Amber Alert on her. We called in on a Friday night. They told us to call back Monday, that they didn't bother their investigators after hours. Monday was a holiday, so Tuesday would be the day. Called TBI, and they're the one that issues the Amber Alert. They said, we're not real familiar with that yet. That's what they told us. You can go back and watch that. Look, you might not agree with me. Food for thought. Put your opinions aside. Put the hate aside for a minute, and food for thought. Is that not fair? Can we be fair with that? Everything. So just have food for thought. Look, I can't answer that. You turn the tip over to them. You give them your information, things that you find, things that they don't contact you back. They don't tell you anything. You don't know what they did. There's rumors of what they do. Uh, I'm not going to go into that because that just makes me matter, and I'll talk to it about it sometimes. But I was going to say, so y'all, if you just came in, you saw my community post. They didn't put a roadblock up till 8 days after Summer goes missing. That's facts from TBI. I posted it, the proof of it. So we got that. We got Hawkins County telling Ventures with Purpose that Summer's not in the water and that they don't need their help, and they made that claim months ago. Go check that one out if you get a chance, guys. If what else are some big ones? There's a lot of them. They didn't question Sherfy Jr. We know of at the time when Sherfy Sr. did his interview with Peregrine. The answer to my question was, has this man been questioned? He hadn't at that point. Which leads me to this. I was told, and I'm going back and listening, at part 1 of the interview with Peregrine and Don Sherfy Sr., he says that the week before Summer went missing, that Sherfy had their family reunion, or somebody had the family reunion in Beach Creek the week before. Would that not entitle that Sherfy Jr. would probably be there if it's family reunion? Now, I'm going to fact check it. I'm not 100%, but I'm bringing this up because whoever emailed me, I can't remember the exact person, but I feel like that they've been real with me before. So I'll just bring that up as a question, that maybe. Okay. Well, then that would be an untruth that Sherfy Sr. told, because he said that the last time his son was there was not late to 2020, early 2021. It was to move furniture in the back of a truck, right? So he said, but then he said the family reunion was a week before. We've seen a lot of inaccurate information in those interviews. I've called them out. If you haven't seen those, please go watch those and get yourself familiar with what he said. If you didn't watch my the last live before this one, all the things we've talked about, campsites, footprints, everything. The other property that the person said, I don't want my name or location, when the first property owner talked about it, that's you catch my drift. that property who we've been talking about just now. So his that name had been popping up for a long time through this case in the 8 months, and then he comes down and says what he says to Molly and go lightly in them, and he's I noticed this too. He was driving a van, right? Did you see the color of the van? Was it a blue van? I think so. What did Grandma say the day they came home on the 15th, sitting across the road, and there's a blue van? I'm questioning. This is just me questioning my mind. Is why are these things put together? There's red trucks. There's this. I think it deserves. I mean, I'm giving examples of why I feel like an investigator would go and question Sherfy Jr. and how they wouldn't feel that he would need to be questioned. So much. I don't know. See, so we got multiple counties. What time is it? 3:02. Look, guys. I got only till 3:15. My kids got bus, so I got to. I got to say adieu now. So we'll pray real quick, and we're gonna hop off here. Thank you guys for joining. I'm sorry that it was. Sorry that I had to rush through this and go really fast. I only had an hour. Let's pray real quick. Let's get out of here. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for what you do in our life. Thank you for the people that are here. Lord, let us get to the truth for this little girl's sake and for information to help bring her home. God, please let there be something. Please let there be something that comes to light for every missing child case in this country. Lord, let there be a stop to this and these crimes against our babies, our children, our family members, our loved ones. God, even as adults, we are still someone's child. There's a mother out there with a grown man that is missing, that is hurting every day. Put peace in her heart, Lord. You're amazing. You change our lives every day, even if we don't even see you doing it, God. Let us be more open to show compassion, forgiveness, loyalty, mercy. Lord, let us go by what you teach us in your word, Heavenly Father. Let us apply those in our life. Lord, I pray that you bless every single one of these people that are in this chat right now. Lord, I ask that you answer every unasked prayer request, even the ones that people don't even know they need right now. Yeah, Lord, just be there. Be in their lives. Move in our lives, Lord. And I pray, Lord, that we rebuke the enemy. He is the prince and the power of the air. And I apply that to the airways and the broadcast, Lord, in the misinformation and the lies. He is the great deceiver. He roars around he prowls around like a roaring lion, searching for who he can devour. Lord, we rebuke him in the name of Jesus, and we ask that you just let your angels be with us and have spiritual warfare and protect us in our daily lives, and especially these children, Heavenly Father. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Got nervous because I can pray a long time and it's 3:05, and I know I got to hurry. Guys, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm sorry that I had to make this quick. Remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice, but justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate. Catch you on the next one.